actors and are considered to be fully autonomous. Yet they do not arrive at adulthood with the equal socioeconomic backgrounds or futures, having been raised in greatly diverse moral and socioeconomic circumstances. And while this diversity is good for a robust liberal democracy, this political equality naturalizes the negative effects of the privatization of dependency, providing a false sense of equality and justice, and limiting the autonomy of those who enter adulthood without advantage. So we pretend to be creating autonomous adults, but we've not created the conditions to create autonomous adults in the full meaning of autonomy. So in other words, children are bearing the privatization of dependency in childhood and they carry it into adulthood. And we take these phenomena for granted as if the very privacy of families, in terms of affection, the propagation of multiculturalism, mandate material privacy and the privatization of opportunity, as if they were natural. And again, we have to remember that the very notion of childhood and the role of children has arisen out of and has been integral to the construction and legitimacy of privacy, class, property, distribution, and liberalism. And these connections are possible and often invisible because we have made the child as a category natural and private. But this equation of dependency and the distribution of social and economic goods is not inevitable. I can't see a logical reason to support the destructive aggregation of family privacy and socioeconomic support for children. On the contrary, there are, I think, logical and prudential reasons to disaggregate the two in a liberal democracy. There are other ways of conceiving justice that would be consistent with family privacy and the moral liberty that privacy entails and promotes. And it may be helpful then to look at what justice for children would mean both during their childhood and as adults. And such an approach is consistent with our conception of childhood as a time of increasing capacity and opportunity to become adults. Children are defined in part by their deficiencies, but also by their future capacity. And this is a distinct aspect of childhood. It is a transient stage that is expected to prepare one for full capacity as an adult, as a moral and political actor. And so maybe we can seize the notion of dependent child, the innocent children, to invoke a broader discourse of justice for everyone. This broader discourse around children may serve children and serve to anchor the quest for social justice and children's need and possibility. Such an inquiry might challenge current regimes to account for why children, the future of our polity, are cast into a lottery to receive social, economic, and educational benefits based solely on who their parents are. Indeed, as liberal theorist Ludwig Beckmann suggests, we should be able to justify and explain the basic social structure of society to children. So how is it that we explain and justify to children that the accident of birth dictates the availability and quality of such basic public goods as parks, schools, transportation, social status, good nutrition, enough food, and the possibility of meaningful and sustaining work as an adult? Now, such a challenge need not undermine the value pluralism that is foundational to liberal societies, or even the privacy and primacy of the family. For children may still be reared with love, affection, norms, and culture that families are so well suited to perpetuate. These more private moral goods, cultural goods, can remain family matters while public power is redirected to ensure that children will have equal opportunity to succeed. It is the public civic goods that should be more widely accessible, the basic material conditions children need for a fair chance, at least a truer sense of equal opportunity, which can mediate the negative aspects of family privacy, including its allowance for antisocial or anti-communitarian values and behavior, but as well as its tolerance and perpetuation of poverty and exclusion. Now, I have some ideas about what justice with children at the center might look like and how it might radiate through their families and communities, but I'll leave that for a later and longer discussion. Thank you.